Evening and welcome to our last meeting in March. It's hard to believe that April was right around the corner, but we have a few people in the audience and hopefully a few more watching us on our YouTube channel. I'll lead us in invocation tonight, and Councilman Kyle Newton will lead us in respect to the flag. Please rise. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon our community. We ask that you take care of our citizens as we as policymakers make decisions that are pleasing in your eyes. We ask that you take care of our employees, and especially the ones that face outward in our community, that you keep them safe and away from harm. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, in the body of the meeting, we have a proclamation. And, usually proclamations come, we're celebrating something, and it's always a joyous occasion. So I'm going to read the proclamation, but as I do that, I'm going to ask our honorees to walk forward here and stand with me. Katie and Hamid. So the proclamation reads, whereas an Anderson institution bade farewell on January 17th after more than 3 decades of serving the community with fine, locally inspired classic cuisine and providing an event space that has hosted everything from birthdays and weddings to corporate and nonprofit gatherings and community fundraisers. And whereas Hamid and Katie Massini have faithfully owned and operated Tucker's Restaurant since its opening in January of 1995, providing exceptional service to residents, business patrons, and visitors while offering stability to the local workforce and contributing significantly to the community's economic vitality. And whereas through Katie and Hamid's unwavering commitment, integrity, and warm hospitality, they built not only a distinguished business, but also enduring relationships throughout the community. And whereas Katie and Hamid have built a lasting legacy in Anderson through their civic leadership, philanthropy, volunteerism, and steadfast dedication to serving our community. And whereas after 3 decades, the Massinis have chosen to close Tucker's Restaurant and begin a well-deserved retirement, embracing the opportunity to slow down and enjoy this new phase of life. And whereas in retirement, Hamid and Katie look forward to traveling, volunteering, and continuing to contribute to the Anderson community. And whereas the city of Anderson recognized that strong leaders set the vision for their communities and are vital to enhancing the overall quality of life in the Anderson community. And now, therefore, I, Terrence V. Roberts, along with my fellow city council members, do hereby proclaim and extend our best wishes for good health, rest, and relaxation, and continued happiness in all future endeavors, and do hereby proclaim March the 23rd as Hamid and Katie Massini Day, signed the 23rd day of March of 2006.
Thank you so much for this honor. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for what you have done to City of Anderson in the last decade. I have mentioned that to several people. When I moved to Anderson, I went to Clemson in 1977 and got really involved in Anderson since we moved back. But what I have seen that has happened to this city is unbelievable. I'm proud to be a citizen of this city, and thank you for this honor.
I'd just like to say something, Mayor, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Let him finish shaking hands. I'd just like to say that, for the past 3 decades, I can't thank Hamid and Katie enough for all their volunteerism that they've done here in the city of Anderson, because anytime something's going on, any project, the name always comes up. Hey, Hamid Massini, Katie Massini is involved in that. And so with that, I'd just like to say we thank you for your 30 years of volunteerism, everything that you do in the community. And I know you're not going anywhere. We look forward to continue our partnership in every endeavor that you plan to do. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Minutes of the March 9th meeting have been distributed. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Not hearing any, do I have a motion to approve? First by Dr. Thompson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Horton. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Those minutes pass unanimously. We don't have any old business tonight, but we have 5 items of new business. And our first item of new business is request consideration of a referral to the Planning Commission, a petition to rezone 1401 South Fence Street and 5 associated lots from R5 Single Family Residential to NC Neighborhood Commercial. Mr. Strickland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. City Council, what you have before you here is the first of 3 referrals tonight. Our Planning and Development Director, Maurice McKenzie, will take care of this item for you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Again, this is for 1401 South Fance Street and 5 associated properties. 1401 South Fance Street was a funeral home in operation for many years. The 5 associated lots are actually parking to complement that funeral home during the years. But again, it was a funeral home for many years. It was operating as a legal non-conforming use. Basically, it was zoned R5 single-family residential, but it was grandfathered in. So it was operational as a legal non-conforming use. But since the funeral home ceased to operate a couple of years ago, it reverted back to its R5 single-family status. The non-conforming guidelines in the zoning ordinance say that if you cease to operate for a period of more than 4 months, you revert back to the zoning classification that you're in. It's zoned R5 single-family residential, so funeral homes just aren't allowed in R5 single-family. So they're requesting to rezone the property to NC Neighborhood Commercial. That is the least intensive zoning classification that would allow a funeral home. So again, the request is to rezone it to NC so they can operate a funeral home there once again. This is a referral. It will be heard by the Planning Commission at their April 7th meeting.
Thank you, sir. It'll come back to us, but any comments before we entertain a motion and have it go to the referral? Mr. Roberts, Jeff?
Yeah, I have one question. Are all these properties under the same ownership that will be rezoned? There's not additional properties being brought into this?
All these properties were owned in the same ownership, and this is it. This is the request. It's total 6 lots.
Okay. Make a motion that we refer it to the Planning Commission.
Have it first by Mr. Stewart, second by Mr. Steele. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes unanimously to the Planning Commission. Our next item is request consideration of a referral to the Planning Commission, the petition to annex and zone 3415 Clemson Boulevard to GC General Commercial. Mr. McKenzie.
Thank you. You're all familiar with this property. It's 4 acres. It's historically been in use as an automobile dealership. Completely surrounded, the city limits does, so it's considered to be a donut hole. It's been like that for a long, long time. So here's an opportunity to eliminate one of these donut holes that we have scattered around the city. But the applicant is requesting to annex it and zone it to GC General Commercial. And once it's annexed, they plan to redevelop the site for commercial uses. GC is recommended. That is consistent with what is surrounding the property and what you see on Clemson Boulevard. And again, this is Another referral, it will go before Planning Commission on April the 7th.
Thank you, sir. Comments, questions before he goes?
This is the Haynes Auto Lot, right?
That's correct.
Kind of behind the old Toys R Us. and
That's right.
Veteran, okay.
Yes, sir.
This is in my district, and we're gonna have to send it through Planning Commission, so I make a motion that we do that.
First by Mr. Steele,
Second.
second by Dr. Thompson. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously. Our third item is request consideration of a referral to the Planning Commission, a petition to rezone 1502 and 1504 East Greenville Street from NC Neighborhood Commercial to GC General Commercial. Mr. McKenzie.
Thank you. The applicant seeks to rezone two lots, 1502 and 1504 East Greenville Street, to general commercial in order to construct a car wash. Again, it's currently zoned NC Neighborhood Commercial, and that encourages lower intensity retail office type uses. Simply said, car washes are not allowed under the NC zoning classification. That's why they're requesting the GC General Commercial District, which does allow car washes. On the site now are two vacant buildings, and just as a point of reference, you recently rezoned the property behind it for the church use. So that's where we're located now, at the corner of East Greenville Street and McLeese Road. Again, this is a referral. It's scheduled to go before Planning Commission on April the 7th.
Any questions before it goes to the commission?
I-
Mr. Steele?
Brief comment, we just rezoned that parcel back, neighborhood commercial. I know there's church property behind that. There's some banks and other kind of offices. That corridor seems to be an office corridor, so I just, again, it's a referral. I'd ask Planning Commission to really make sure that the use matches the use in the neighborhood as we move forward, and as they consider it and go through their process.
Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion. First by Dr. Thompson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Horton. All those in favor say aye.
No.
Opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. McKenzie. Our fourth item is request consideration of a medical contract for the detention center. Mr. Strickland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before you, again, it's kind of a theme from the referrals that you just heard, are two pretty routine contract renewals. These are done every few years as contracts expire for our detention center. This first one you have before you is a medical care contract for the detention center. Police Chief Jim Stewart will present this item for you.
Yes, sir. Basically, Mr. Strickland said this is something we had to put out every 3 years per our policy. We did a request for proposal, set an open date, and we only had the two bidders, Southern Health Partners and Advanced Correctional. Southern Health Partners is our current vendor. We've had no issues with them. We've had them over a decade now since we've had nurses. The last time we came before you, we added Saturday and Sunday service, so we have 7-day service within the jail. There was a slight increase. I would say probably just like everything else, probably in the country right now, but we're very satisfied with their business. Answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions, Ms. Horton?
Chief, so I think it says 10 years that we've been using an outside or a third party. Because at one time, we did it in-house, did we not?
We had LPNs and a doctor that visited once a week, but it really wasn't adequate. And we found that we were sending officers to the emergency room quite a lot and taking them off the road to have to sit with people. This kind of frees that up. If it's not an emergency, we can have those people stay here and sit with the nurse in the morning.
That's what I remembered
Mm,
years
okay.
ago, that it had been a good partnership. And with that, I'd make a motion to approve this.
First by Mr. Horton.
Second.
Second by Mr. Stewart. Any further comments or discussion?
And I just want to confirm, during the 10 years we've had them as a provider, there's been no issues. There's been, but obviously you have the typical complaints with jail care, but no major things that would expose the city to liability or anything like that?
No, sir, and our vendor for this area is Chris Hudson. He was the major with Lawrence County Sheriff's Office, and he visits us quite often to make sure everything's running smoothly.
Perfect. Great.
Any further questions? I agree with, we probably grew into this, I mean, with expectations of care and so forth, and we probably, like a lot of things, relied on professionals that do this, that they do this several places across the southeast, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we had a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Opposed? That passes unanimously. Our last item of new business is request consideration of food service contract for the detention center. Mr.
Chief Stewart?
Chief, you still up?
Yes, sir. This is very similar. We were up for renewal. Every 3 years, this has to be bid out, and usually it's always to our advantage. As well, this was an increase also in food costs this year. We're staying with the same provider, Trinity Food Services. They've done a really good job for us. No complaints. They meet all the nutritional standards as per the U.S. Marshals, what's required.
Thank you, sir. Comments, questions? Mr. Stewart?
How much of an increase did we see from last year to this year? I know it's some, but you know what last year's contract was?
I don't have that exact figure, but I think it was $30,000 increase. Is that correct?
No,
Okay. 20.
this actually,
One
according
was
to the numbers,
20. I believe it was 20, maybe the other partners it was 30. But I can check into that.
yeah,
make
according to
sure
the
about
numbers we have, our finance director, Margaret Martin has, it's actually a decrease from previous years, about $9,000.
A decrease?
A decrease, yeah.
Oh, so not an increase.
that. Okay.
Previously budgeted, yeah, the medical was the biggest increase, but again,
But a
those are-
decrease
those are
on
budget-
the
this is a decrease
food.
on food, yeah. It just depends on the market, it varies greatly, so based on inflation primarily. So. And it actually varies based on the number of inmates, the population within the detention center, so. Yeah.
If the number of inmates have increased also.
We have not. We've seen a decrease in inmates. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, comments?
Make the motion to approve.
First by Mr. Newton, second by the Mayor Pro Tem. Any
Okay.
further?
And Councilman Harvin, I think we used to do these in-house years ago.
Yeah.
Bill's correctly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're dating yourselves, yes.
Not sure that's good.
Yeah. Yep. We had a first and a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Not having any other business tonight, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
First by Mr. Steele,
Second.
second by Mr. Harvin. Mr. Stewart, you got something?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I'd just like to thank all of the city departments who came out this weekend downtown. It was a great event. They came out and brought the fire trucks, police cars, public works. I'm talking about every piece of equipment you can think of, and kids really enjoyed it. I was down there, I saw Councilman Steele, you know, it was very well attended, and I think the city really enjoys it. It's a great thing that we do every year, and so just want to say thank you to the staff. I know a lot of workers spent probably 12, 13 hours down there this past weekend, so we just really appreciate all your service and putting that event on for us.
Very good.
That is the cleanest you'll ever see a garbage truck, too. It's not normal for a garbage truck.
Another thing I would say that horn blowing got a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it did.
I'm just teasing. All right. First, second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.